Hello everyone, Ace here, and today let's talk about the recently announced remaster for Thief the Dark Project, which is being handled by Night Dive Studios. This is something I've been kind of expecting for a while, thanks in no small part to Night Dive Studios' handling of the System Shock 2 remaster, which for the record used the exact same engine as Thief the Dark Project. And considering this is Night Dive Studios, I am genuinely curious to see where this particular remaster goes. It has already been announced, for the record, that this particular remaster is coming out the gate with support for custom campaigns, which hopefully means that the Black Parade might actually be converted, or maybe even outright compatible with it. We'll see if that actually ends up being the case. Hopefully it is, though. Outside of that, though, even with the more vanilla experience of Thief Gold, there are some things that Night Dive Studios might end up doing that would be rather interesting. Case in point, it would be nice to actually get a new and hopefully improved version of the Thieves Guild mission. Now, don't get me wrong, we should still have the original version of that mission for posterity's sake. However, the Thieves Guild mission is one of those things that longtime fans of Thief generally tend to be in agreement on, that it's one of the weaker elements of the game, and something that could certainly use a do-over. There's rumors, quite feasible ones at that the developers simply ran out of time on properly making that particular level, and so perhaps doing something that was more in line with the original vision would certainly be an interesting option, assuming Night Dive Studios decides to put the extra effort in. And considering Night Dive Studios' past record of tending to put that specific extra sort of effort in, I am, like I said, curious to see where that goes. And on the subject of potential missed opportunities, this does also lead into the question of when we might see a Thief 2 remaster, which again, considering this is Night Dive Studios, might see the appearance of the long-lost missions that were planned for Thief 2 Gold. Which, yeah, I would especially love to see that too. And of course, the news of the Thief the Dark Project remaster comes in the wake of an absolute tidal wave of a number of classics that are getting remasters as well. Many of these will no doubt be of varying quality for a number of reasons, but at least with the Thief the Dark Project remaster, what I've seen so far is enough to make me curious about the project. It's definitely the remaster I'm the most interested in, and there are a number of contenders to take my attention. I suppose the smart and safe play is to take the attitude of, I hope they don't screw this up, and don't set your expectations too high in case they fail to meet them. That's a fairly reasonable way to take remasters and indeed any video game projects these days, at least when it comes to the most optimistic view that you should take towards anything that's upcoming. But yeah, I'm more than curious to see where this particular remaster goes, and I'm also very curious to see what Night Dive Studios decides to do with the rest of the Thief franchise.